Upside pressures from the broader markets may be the reason this asset is maintaining a floor. There is a larger term time frame formation building which could add pressures to either the upside or downside. Let's go over the charts to have an edge over either direction sentiment chooses. Welcome back to the channel on this Taco Tuesday. This is ARCa. Let's dive into ticker symbol COSM. Let's kill 'em, team. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. Let's go ahead and dive straight in to ticker symbol COSM. And yes, so what I was saying here about the broader markets potentially holding the asset at a potential floor is because we've been rallying like crazy in the overall spectrum, right? So this is the, we're actually looking at real-time price action happening here in the E-mini Russell 2000 Index Futures contracts. You can see here that we're now breaking into the to the $1,900 zone and slightly upside of it, right? So this is already reaching a pretty psychological beat. All right, so now the spot price action iShares Russell ETF. Please notice here that it actually closed at a 188.19 level. So this is absolutely nice. I do see a potential continuation to the upside here to that SMA 50 on a 12-hour, which would be 190.32. Same situation here with the E-mini Russell 2000 Index Futures, right? Around that 1924.40 could be an area of potential resistance. And you know what, just to kind of keep it marked off here, we could kind of locate it just like this in order for us to be on the same page, right? Same situation here, very similar type of upside, right? So, and yeah, now as far as the formation that we're building, this is a right angle triangle on a 12-hour time frame. Okay, so I like it, right? The only thing is that it's the good thing about this is that it is a break of market structure, meaning that we're consolidating now, right? We're potentially reaccumulating while sitting here in low volatility. The next thing here is that there is an inherent downtrend, right? So upon this downtrend, you can see here that starting from this candle, you can see the drop in volume as well, which is usually indicative of the sell pressure diminishing, right? Or the downside trend coming to an end. Now, that's where I'm saying that it could face some bullish sentiment. But remember that this formation is also, or can be considered a continuation formation to the downside. Okay, so of course we do have several targets to evaluate here, but unfortunately, as long as we do maintain this consolidation, price action to the upside or downside may be rendered, I'd say, unusable right now, because this would just be a very boring quiet period where the asset would essentially just trade sideways here within a bound, right? So there is currently some bull pressure coming in, but if I were to be honest with you, I think the bull pressure would only be indicative of a top side of around 127 before a pullback to the current lows of around 115, right? So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart and see what we have here, right? So this is what I mean by immediate short-term time frame strength. If we pull up the ARQ DBSI indicator, a statistical indicator, one that's, that we recently received and is still within pre-orders, it's taking a metric of every candle printed upside of the EMA 13 and also every candle printed below the EMA 13 to gauge a potential strength read, right? So please notice right up here that the bulls on the 15-minute time frame are in fact leading the way with a 98% strength over the bears at a 2%. Moving up to the 30-minute time frame, 91% bull strength, and let's move up to the hourly time frame to see what we have. So 65% bull strength on that hourly time frame, and we did get a buy signal right down here. So if we were to be guided by the go signal here from the DBSI indicator, then let's see, that opened up at about 120. So we would currently be up right now at about 1.5% to the upside, and eventually, and earlier it would have been up about Yeah, 2.36% to the upside. So very small bound here that this that the asset is moving in, right? So now, if let me see if Composure is telling us anything. Another one of the indicators released with the ARQ series, right? So yeah, in fact, there's still, oh man, yeah, there's still some signs of consolidation here. And it really does show that, right? Here's a bullish cross of the EMA2 above the 8. This is a bearish cross of the EMA8 below the 2. And I can see this potentially repeating over and over here, right? So as long as we are within this bound here, then we would be subject to some sideways trading. So I would the only way that I would be convinced otherwise is for us to start closing at least a minimum hourly candle upside of this range of the 124 area. Okay, so but the other thing is that, you know, a lot of people are bullish this asset long term, not necessarily for the short term. And we you know, it's very hard to time the bottom or time the floor of the market, but this could be at or near a floor right as we speak, right? So another indication that we could be at or near a floor is actually here in the weekly time frame. This complete break of market structure here, right? So I understand we're still making some lower highs right here, right? But I do see this as potential reaccumulation, and I think that honestly the best thing that could happen to this asset would be some type of fundamental catalyst, some type of announcement or something that they have under their belt, right? I believe that this is what sentiment wants. This is what the overall picture is looking for, right? Something to really have a reason to push the price action to the upside. But in these quiet periods, they sometimes suggest that the floor could be in. So entirely a beaten down stock before announcing some type of bullish catalyst, I don't know of any. So you let me know in the chat below, in the comments below, if you are aware of any type of fundamental catalyst coming in for the ticker symbol COSM. And the last part of the analysis here would be the RSI. So the RSI is also suggesting immediate short-term time frame strength based on that 30-minute RSI pivoted towards the upside. Same situation here on the bi-hourly time frame and leading into the 4-hour, right? So now as we observe momentum here on the 8-hour time frame, we're currently using the SMA 14 as a resistance, and we're using the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile as a resistance zone as well. Same situation here happening on the 12-hour time frame. We're in the bearish control zone overall, but in the bear weakness percentile, we do have that gravitational zone here serving as a resistance alongside that SMA 14. So potential pullback from that area there, and a bearish crossover here on the daily time frame. So yeah, it really this short-term upside to resistance in the medium term or you know, in the relative short-term time frame is still indicative of that price action that I'm speaking of, right? Short-term upside here, potential pullback, and overall range. If you were able to catch that bottom side of the 119 area to the top side of the range here, you're looking at a potential 4% up and down, right? So it's not quite the price action that one wants, right? But still, it is reaccumulating here. It is potentially showing us some type of something, and also I am correcting this ascending triangle to this potential descending triangle on a larger time frame. So if it is the case, that would be great. You know, acquiring this asset at around 123 or $1 would be ideal if this ever does recover. So yeah, I think let's just keep an eye and ear out for the potential announcements coming in from the company itself, and I think everything would be okay. But please remember that this is absolutely a real company. You know, of course, they've had some issues here and there, some hiccups, of course, that have created some negative sentiment and definitely some distrust coming from the public to the management. But I'm sure that they are aware of that, and I'm sure that there could be some type of fix on that, as there usually is for these types of companies, right? So I think this is a pretty good place to leave off the video. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well a very, 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 very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana, mañana, mañana. Adios. Yeah.